Now let us study about MAC sublayer, multiple access control sublayer, which is defined by IEEE 802.11. So that is layered architecture which includes LLC sublayer, MAC sublayer that is included in the data link layer, and also in physical layer there are different protocols used based on IEEE standard. According to IEEE 802.11 standard, this MAC sublayers have two layers again, that is the distributed coordination function DCF and point coordination function, that is PCF. Note these full forms. DCF uses CSMA-CA methodology. As you see in the diagram, this you have already studied in the previous module. You can see here the MAC layer frame structure. Totally there are 9 fields in frame. So first one is frame control field. There are subfields under frame control field. Those are version field. The current version is 0. Next type field, type of the information, whether it is management information, control or any data to be included. Next subtype, those will be explained later. Next to DS, from DS, defined later. More fragments. So if this field is set to 1, that means there are still more fragments to be received in the receiver side. Retry means retransmitted frame. This particular frame is retransmitted from the sender side. Next comes power management mode. If it is set to 1, the station is in power management mode. Next comes more data. When it is set to 1, that means station has more data to send. WEP, wired equivalent privacy, that is encryption implementation to be included. Next comes reserved field, that is reserved for future experiments. That is the FC, which consists of 2 bytes. Next comes D field. This field defines the duration of the transmission that is used to set the value of navigation. NAV field you have seen, right? So what is the duration of the transmission? That is D field. Next comes address. There are 4 address fields, each 6 bytes long. The meaning of each address field depends on the value of to DS and from DS subfields. Next comes sequence control. This field, often called the SC field, defines a 16-bit value. The first 4 bits define the fragment number and the last 12 bits define the sequence number, which is the same in all fragments. So that is to know the sequence numbering for different fragments. Next comes the frame body. In this field, the value is between 0 to 2312 bytes. It contains information based on the type and the subtype defined in the FC field. Next comes the FCS field. The last field is FCS field, which is of 4 bytes frame check sequence field. Okay, so that is for error checking. Let us see the subfields now, subtypes. There are 3 subtypes for RTS, CTS and acknowledgement ACK. So 1011 subtype for RTS, 1100 for CTS and 1101 for acknowledgement field. In addressing mechanism, let us concentrate on to DS and from DS. There are totally 4 types of addressing. Here you can see 00 address 1 denotes the destination address, address 2 denotes the source address, and address 3 for BSS ID, and address 4 is not applicable if it is 00. So if it is 01, if to DS is 0 and from DS field is 1, then it is destination address, sending access point, then source address, and last one is not applicable. If to DS is 1 and from DS 0, then it is receiving access point address, then source address, destination address, and fourth one is not applicable. 10 and 11, it is explained in this slide. You can go through that. There is an example that is shown as 4 cases: case 1, case 2, case 3 and case 4. You can go through that. Next comes the different IEEE standard specifications in physical layer. How IEEE standard specified the different protocols in physical layer. This column shows the IEEE standardization version, and this is the technique used, and next is the band range and the modulation technique used, and at last the rate of transmission. Now let us see first type of protocol in physical layer, that is FHSS, that uses the frequency range from 2.4 to 4.835 gigahertz ISM band. You can see in this diagram how it works. Here is the digital data which is of 1 or 2 megabits per second rate. Modulator, 2 level or 4 level frequency shift keying modulator is used. So output of that will be 1 megahertz analog signal. And you can observe here it uses pseudo-random sequence and frequency synthesizer that will be input for the FSK modulator mechanism. Next to study is direct sequence spread spectrum. The frequency ranging from 2.4 to 4.835 gigahertz ISM band, and this is the functionality, how it works. So the input digital data is of 1 or 2 megabits per second. Then it uses a 11 chip Barker sequence as the input for modulator, and here it uses BPSK, that is binary phase shift keying or quadrature phase shift keying methodology in modulation technique, and the output will be 11 megahertz. All these are the fixed ranges. Next comes the infrared. The input is 1 or 2 megabits per second digital data. It uses 4 to 16 or 2 to 4 encoder. Next is the modulation that uses pulse position modulation methodology, that is PPM modulation methodology. The output signal will be analog signal. Next comes OFDM, orthogonal frequency division multiplexing methodology. So here what is the frequency band? It is 5.725 to 5.850 gigahertz ISM band. Okay, so OFDM is similar to FDM, frequency division multiplexing concept. Okay, next comes the another version, IEEE 802.11b. This is the version in DSSS. It uses complementary code keying methodology, and this is the frequency range. So here is the structure of that, how it works. So this is the ratio it uses as the input for CCK selector, and both are considered as input for modulation methodology, QPSK methodology, and this is the analog signal frequency. Next comes another version, 11G, defines forward error correction and OFDM using the frequency range, that is 2.4 to 4.835 gigahertz ISM band. Next comes the IEEE 802.11n. So this is the upgradation to 802.11 project. So it uses the methodology multiple input, multiple output antenna. To overcome the problem of noise in wireless LAN. The idea is that if we can send multiple output signals and receive multiple signals, we are in a better position to eliminate the noise. Some implementation of this project have reached up to 600 megabits per second data rate. So this is just a note to make.